Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes, and it took them 3 games to get their first win against the Vegas Golden Knights 4-1 in a deciding victory, and just a complete game, another complete game. They've been playing this way for 3 games straight. Despite the losses, their record does not show, it's not reflective of the way this team plays. They could have won any of those other 2 games that they lost. They kept it close. They're great defensively, but yeah, the Coyotes are just playing really great hockey. It starts from Darcy Kemper, who is just so sound and confident. Not a lot of rebounds given up by him. He swallows the pucks. He plays the angles right. He's stopping breakaways, which there's not too many of. It's quite interesting to see how the Coyotes have way more odd-man rushes and breakaways than opposing teams nowadays, where us fans know very well that this team used to give up so many odd-man rushes and be so frantic away from the puck and with the puck, and their passes weren't crisp. But nowadays, I mean, this team, their first pass out of their zone is always on tape. It's always with speed. They transition their game so well. Their defense has such great active sticks. There's getting to their men fast. They're protecting the horn. They're protecting Kemper. It's just all around great hockey. And I guess Talkett decided to throw in Hayton for the injured Lawson Crouse. Hopefully he's not injured for too long. But Hayton looks great. He looks like a young Keller. And it's funny to say a young Keller because Keller's still in his 3rd year in the NHL. But Hayton is confident with the puck. He's a great playmaker, silky smooth with the puck. He made a great one-handed pass to Dvorak, who saucered it onto Schmaltz's stick, and Schmaltz scored. That was probably Schmaltz's best game. Same with Dvorak. That was an amazing offensive pass by Dvorak, and it's great to see Dvorak do something offensively for once. I've been, kind of been on him for the whole off season and the last quarter of last season, but he had a huge injury and it took him a while to gain to speed, but hopefully, he gains more chemistry with Schmaltz, and Schmaltz and Hayton was a great line, a great second line, a lot of offensive prowess in that line. It acts as like a second scoring line, which your second line should be. And they're all offensive. They could all shoot the puck really well. They got high IQ, each and every one of them. And they could, if Keller, Kessel, and Stepan have an off night, which they kind of did against Vegas, that other line could step in and score a goal. Then you have guys like Garland, who scores 2 goals. Connor Garland, such a funny player to watch. I mean, this guy is not... He has no finesse at all. He's always scrambling with the puck. He's always just throwing his body into the boards to grab pucks, and he wins puck battles. He's a great puck retriever, and he's got a lot of speed, and you can see that on his second goal, just right out of the penalty box, just so much speed. And he capitalizes and he executes. I mean, last year he had, I think, 11 goals in a short amount of time, and now this year he leads the team with 2 goals, and he just got to continue what he does to stay in the lineup, because I'm not sure if Crouse gets healthy, who's going to come out of the lineup. Maybe Fisher, but Fisher's having a couple good games. Big body in front of the net. Him and Soderberg are developing something there. Soderberg had 2 assists. That was probably his best game as a Coyote. Nicholas Hjalmarsson got the 4th goal. Nicholas Hjalmarsson, I mean, this guy hasn't scored in I think it was March 2018 against the Edmonton Oilers. So it was funny and great to see him get on the scoreboard. I know us fans know he shouldn't be scoring. He earns his money and his contract being one of the best defensive defensemen in the league. But such a great game. I mean, so much speed, such a great crowd, just playing to their game against a Stanley Cup finalist 2 years ago, and then against a Stanley Cup finalist last season in Boston. I mean, the Coyotes, they stood toe-to-toe with these 2 monster teams in Boston and Vegas. They managed to play their own game and dictate the pace of the hockey game, and Vegas and Boston had to play to their own style. And it's just great to see that the Coyotes can do this to top-end teams, and they need to continue this for the rest of the season. I mean, it's Game 3, But this team has no rust on them. They look the exact same way as they did last half of last season, but with so much more skill and speed because all those injured bodies are now healthy, so they're more dangerous offensively. And yeah, they're playing the system so well. Rick Tocchet really has turned around this team. Just the only complaint I have, and like the only complaint, it's hard to find something you don't like watching these 3 games, but I think we all know it's a power play. They finally decided to take Garland off the power play second unit. They replaced him with Schmaltz and then put Hayton in the first power play unit to replace Schmaltz. So that looked okay, but still they're not looking to their power play for offense, which is funny because this team was like dead last 5 versus 5 in goal scoring last season. So to have them score all their goals 5-on-5 this year, pretty good. They're fixing a part of their game that was really poor last season, and their penalty kill is 100% still. They're still getting breakaways on the penalty kill. They're still a threat on the penalty kill, and that's great to see that carry over from last season. That's only going to continue with Grabner and Richardson and Stepan. Just great penalty killers, and the defense, so good. So good. So that's pretty much all I have to say. It was a great win, great game to watch, great deciding victory, 4 goals. I mean, once the Coyotes hit 3 goals, they're usually going to win those games. They got Colorado Saturday, which Antti Raanta will be in net. He was scheduled to start. It didn't have determination on Kemper's play at all. So Raanta will get the start, and we'll see if Raanta is... I mean, if Ranta's playing like we know how Raanta should play, I mean, this team is unbelievable. I have such high hopes. I'm just gushing over this team. I mean, just watching these 3 early games of the season, this is the exact type of hockey this team needs to play throughout the whole season. They already have it figured out. They just got to be consistent with it and just keep rolling. Hopefully Raanta has a good game. I think one of the last games he played last season was against Colorado, and he got shelled. I think it was 6-2, so it would be a great redemption for Raanta to steal a game from the Avalanche, who haven't lost yet this season, so that's going to be a big test for the Yotes. But I'm just so excited for these games. It was a long break between games 2 and 3, but now finally it's looking like every other day there should be a game, with Colorado Saturday and Winnipeg Tuesday. So it's going to start rolling pretty quick here. It was a bit of a break, but I'm so glad to jump right back into it again. And that's it. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.